afternoon or good morning, wherever you are in the world. I wanted to touch base again. It's been a while. These things go by very so quickly, don't they? Time just seems to zoom by. I apologise, I look a bit dishevelled. I just got off a plane. I also apologise if it's taken a couple of days to get this out, along with your weekly communication. Entirely my fault. I meant to do it a few days ago, but I've been living on planes, travelling around the world the last few days, and I wanted to wait until I got back, until I said a few words. So just to give you an update on some of the things that are happening in the Karma world, and there's many things going on. I've just come back from the Maldives, and I have to say I'm tremendously excited about our new boats there. I know that we've been talking about it for the last few weeks, but I wanted to give you a bit of a sort of inside information on it. It's called Karma Fushi, and the reason it's called Karma Fushi is a Maldivian word for an island, and so we kind of view it as a floating island. And I love the Maldives. It's one of my favourite holiday destinations. I've been going there for almost 40 years now, from one of the first resorts that were ever built there. And I love the sea. I love the scuba diving and snorkeling and the marine life and the tranquility of the place, and everything about it. I just find it a fantastic holiday destination. If there is one limitation, it can be that you're stuck on one island, because as you probably know, most resorts are on one island, and so after a while, after you've walked around the island 20 times, you can sometimes get a bit sort of, I wouldn't say stir crazy, but a bit sort of bored of the island. So the great thing about a boat is, of course, it can move to different places, and every single day or several times in a day, one can go to different islands and reefs and different parts of the Maldives and different parts of the Atolls. So I think it's the perfect way to actually do the Maldives. So the boat is almost finished. I went to inspect it, and all the hard work has been done, and it's now just the soft furnishings and the fitting out. As you may know, it's 50 meters, so it's a big boat. It's very wide. Forgive me, I'm not a nautical engineer, so I should know exactly the tonnage and the square meterage and whatever, but it's a big bloody boat. It's got beautiful public areas. It's got fantastic sun decks. It's got 14 cabins, of which 4 of them have their own balconies. Some are 3-bedroom. It's got a huge upper deck where we're going to put a jacuzzi, and there's lots of sunbathing areas. There's a very big bar up there. There's actually 3 decks of different bars and different levels. There's a big dining area, a big indoor bar. So I think it's a tremendous boat, and I think everyone will greatly enjoy it. We're going to fit it out with all the toys, of course. We're going to have a slide on the side, which can be blown up, a little sort of pool deck at the back. We're going to have scuba diving equipment, of course, and snorkeling equipment, stand-up paddle boards, sea-doos, those things that you drive in the water, and jet skis and all sorts of stuff. So tremendous fun. We are going to do cruises which will start from November. We take possession of it, I think, in September, and then we'll fit it all out with all the Karma extras to make it super luxurious. In October, we'll be running trial runs and press trips and special things to get the bugs out of the system. And then it's ready for booking in November. And the plan is primarily to operate 4 and 3-day cruises, although it's totally possible to do all 7 days, so a 4 and a 3-day. We'll probably base it, for those of you that know the Maldives, in the Malay Atolls, and one of the cruises will be the South Malay Atoll and one in the North Malay Atoll. But we can, of course, also go to various other places and parts of the Maldives as deemed fit, and of course, as the weather is all the time of the year. It'll be a boat which is suitable for people that want to do water sports and activities like snorkeling or scuba diving, or just want to relax and go to some deserted tropical islands and have beautiful dinners with lobster on the grill under the stars, or just enjoy themselves, or see the Maldives. And so it's very flexible. Some of the trips are going to be specific, so we'll do specific scuba dive trips where we'll go to top scuba dive destinations. We'll do some surfing trips, which are geared around going to some of the good surf breaks in the Maldives. We'll be doing fishing trips where we'll be going around some of the top fishing places, and some will be pretty general. So please, if you want to come on it, and I thoroughly advise you to, because I think it's going to be a tremendous asset, then make some inquiries, find out the best time for you, and please come on board. I think it'll be a great asset for all our Karma members going forward. The plan is to increase the number of boats. We plan on starting with this one boat, and assuming that it works as a test, which I'm very confident it will. Then we plan on adding more boats, not only in the Maldives, but other places around the world. I would love to have a boat going in the Whitsundays or the Barrier Reef. I'd love to have boats in the Pacific in places like Fiji. We're talking with a company that already has a fleet of boats in places like Egypt and Indonesia. And I think there's a tremendous number of places which we can open up to our members by having a number of these boats around the world. So again, this is a bit of a test. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and it's going to be good. But assuming it works, expect to see more boats flying under the Karma Pirate flag. Where else have I been? I also last week signed the deal on our newest resort, which is called Karma Bayan, which I think many of you have guessed from the social media, is in Cambodia. It's in the town of Siem Reap, and Siem Reap is famous for the Angkor Wat ruins. And I have a very personal attraction to the Angkor Wat ruins. My father, who sadly passed away this year, my father took me there as a very young child, and it really excited me about ancient history and archaeology. And the ruins are just tremendous. I mean, there are many of them, and some are very easy to go around, and some you have to trek to get to, but they're a tremendous experience. And the Angkor Wat temple complex, I think, is on many people's bucket list. And so I've always wanted to have a resort here, really, to be honest, and the opportunity came up, and we've acquired this property, which is 38 units, I think, 35 or 38 units. It's got some swimming pools, it's got a spa, it's got public areas and a restaurant. It's in the town, which is very convenient. It's only about 10 minutes from what is called Pub Street, and you can guess why it's called Pub Street. But there's a tremendous number of great little local restaurants and bars that sit by the river. And so you've got the attractions at the night, and there's also a whole artisan community there of people that make local produce and products. And you've got the temple complex, which is maybe, 10 minutes away by tuk-tuk. So again, that will be open in a couple of months. We've got a bit of work doing on it. We've got to Karmarize it. But again, expect to see bookings being taken very soon. And again, I thoroughly encourage you to go and see the ruins and go and visit Cambodia. It's a tremendous place. Fantastic value for money. Food is great. People are absolutely wonderful, and a lot of sights to be seen. One of the things we're trying to do is create a bit of a network of resorts in Indochina. As you know, we have Hoi An, which is very popular, and there are daily direct flights from Hoi An to Siem Reap, which is fantastic, so people can combine the two quite easily. And my intention is to get more resorts in Vietnam and also in Laos, which I personally like a lot, as well as many more in Thailand. So I think that's a part of the world where we intend to do quite a lot and develop quite a lot in the coming years. In Australia, I wanted to update you on that. I know it's very dear to many of your hearts, and very keen to see us do more there. The Margaret River moves ahead. We are putting the approvals through to Shire Council, and we are currently looking at the layout of the vines and where we're going to structure the actual buildings there. So I'll keep you abreast of that, and we'll keep you abreast of our plans, but that will be going ahead as swiftly as we can. The only thing I've cautioned to people over many weeks is it does take a little bit of time to get that developed in Margaret River, but expect to see it happening. What I am conscious of is that we have a lot of Australian members who do want options to use their holidays in Australia. So what I'm currently doing is doing a deal with a number of other hoteliers to essentially lease some space in their properties, which won't be Karma, but I'll lease some space over a number of years that we can then Karmarize and we can do up and we can make it to a Karma standard. And so even if I can't deliver products in the very short term, I can get some accommodation options. And so please bear with me, and please understand that I am conscious that we do need to get some more in Australia, and we are addressing that. And in fact, next week we have a board meeting that's quite high up on our agenda. Owners' parties, you may have seen that we have started to run quite a few social events, and it's been tremendously encouraging to see the pickup and the number of people that want to come along. And I personally love it. I love other managers and directors, and my daughter has been hosting some. It's great to meet you all. It's great to hear your feedback, honest feedback. I mean, sometimes there are things which are constructive criticisms, and we've taken some on board. Recently, I was at a party in Mumbai, and some of our members were very positive with everything we did, but voiced a slight concern that some of our transport at our resorts wasn't as good as it could be. So we've listened, we've responded, and we're starting a whole new program of having much better minibuses and transport at our resorts. And so I see these meetings as not only a chance to have a glass of wine, but to really learn from you, because we are here to serve you and to give you good experiences. So please feel free to come along and maybe not kick me too much, but be constructive in your criticism and your comments, so we can all learn and go forward. And expect to see quite a few more events coming up, as indeed our Karma Curated events. They've also proven to be very, very popular, and we're going to be increasing the number to do one virtually most weeks all over the world, hosting events, whether it be wine tasting or cooking classes or a painting class we did recently, or fitness weeks or whatever it is. And so again, if there's something that you'd like to see in a Karma Curated event, please suggest it, please shout, go through some of the forums, and we'll try and structure it. And please come along on some. And what I'm very keen on doing is having these curated events often hosted by our members of staff, by directors, by managers, by myself. And so particularly with things that fascinate and interest us, I would like, for instance, very much to do a curated event in Angkor Wat and spend 3 days going around the temples with other people that might be interested. So expect to see some curated events, and please join in. They're there for you. Another thing we're doing is we're totally redesigning the web presence and the app, which is more and more important. We've engaged an international company who, again, we're meeting with next week. It'll be about a 3 or 4 month process, but expect to see a much better web and app presence, which will enable a real-time booking, real-time seeing what's available, real-time interaction, and real-time communication with the whole process. So it's a very fast-moving world with buzzwords like AI and all other things there, but we are going to get a bit more advanced in our our web and app presence. So that's about it. There's a zillion other things I could tell you about, but my time is running out, and I shall save more for the coming weeks. But please try the boat. I think you'll love it. I really love it. I'll be on it quite a lot. You might see me as a consumer or a guest looking for whale sharks or manta rays or whatever it may be. And also Angkor Wat. I think that's another great new addition. And again, thank you for the loyalty. It's a pleasure to meet you at our various events, and I look forward to meeting many of you soon. For a toast, well, I guess it has to be to the boat, isn't it? I mean, we are going to be naming it Karma Fushi. We will have a ceremony. We will smash a bottle of champagne against the side, and we'll do a celebratory launching, which we'd love to invite you to, and we will keep you informed of. So a toast to the boat, a different toast today. Having just flown back, I couldn't really face any wine. So it may amaze you to hear that I'm drinking a low or probably no alcohol beer. The worrying thing is it actually tastes quite good, especially having flown around the world. So I think I'm allowed to toast with a low alcohol or no alcohol beer and won't get struck by lightning. But anyway, here's to all of you. Here's to your continued support. Here's to Karma, and here's to Karma Fushi and all who sail in her. Cheers. That would worryingly get used to low alcohol beer. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. See you all soon.